Alrighty, lads, welcome back to another video. I think this is really turning into a podcast now, and I'm here with my good friend Conor Sweeney. Welcome, mate. Thank you for jumping on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So we're jumping on today, as you may see this box here at the front. So this is the official, and it's brand new, the Run Bud box, which was an idea that Conor had for maybe about a year or two. So Conor's in the running sphere. He runs his own run club called Cuppa Cardio with an amazing community. Very passionate about running. Obviously, running is something I am passionate about too. And obviously, I'm training for an ultra marathon at the moment, which is a lot of fun. So this is actually my box. I just purchased it there last week. So Conor's jumping on, talking all things running. He's a local hero in the Drogheda area. and we really want to talk about, all things business and his mission. So, man, thank you, as I said, for jumping on. For the people who do or don't know, what is the Run Bud box and what is the story behind it?
Yeah, so Run Bud box, well, as you can see in front of you there, it's essentially a monthly subscription box full of all your essentials, basically. So you've got energy gels, electrolytes, some protein snacks, some recovery snacks. There's a drink in there, and then there's a free workout session, basically, to help keep your legs, solid for training, injury prevention and stuff. That's obviously the first box, very first. There will be variations and different supplements, and brands are actually waiting on a couple of supplements to come in from a crowd over in Galway that are going to send them over, vitamins and stuff that would be good for runners to be taken, for joint health, recovery, better sleep, stuff like that. So it will develop. Not every box is going to be the same. There's a lot of potential for it. So how it started, or how the idea came across, was when I was training for Barcelona Marathon around this time last year. Barcelona Marathon was in March, so I was training from December onwards, as you do, getting the gels and stuff. And I actually went and got a VO2 and metabolic test just to make sure I was training correctly, because I wanted to give it my everything on my first marathon. That's when I realised I was actually really underfueling, like a lot. The amount of calories I was supposed to be taking in per training day, like miles off. Now I knew I was off, but I didn't know I was off by that much. So obviously, when I'm training, I'm going through more gels and stuff like that on my long runs, because I'm supposed to be getting X amount of carbs in and calories in for every, say, hour I was running, which actually led to me burning through my stash of supplies quicker. And it, busy enough, like work, gym, Cuppa Cardio, running, all this stuff. Like typically, most people, probably runners, can relate, and probably yourself. Yeah. Sunday is typically the long run day. Yeah. So Sunday, especially in Ireland, like it's a holy day, but a lot of places didn't open. Some places still don't, or they at least open like pretty late in the evening. Well, not in the evening, like afternoon, 10, 11. But obviously I'm trying to get my run in earlier in the morning when, seize the day and all that crack.
Yeah.
So there was actually a couple of times where I was going out for a run, open up the press, and I just wouldn't have enough gels for that run. And then obviously, like, if you're not fueling correctly, you can, there's chance of injury going up, just stuff you don't want happening. So a couple of times that happened to me, and I was like, right, I'll just drive to, say, Tesco. There's Holland and Barrett there. They done them cyst gels. Holland and Barrett, Tesco's open. Holland and Barrett wasn't open because it was Sunday. They don't open until maybe 11 o'clock or whatever it was. Fly over to the other retail park where that warehouse, Chemist Warehouse, I'm not sure what the name of it is. Maybe it's Chemist Warehouse. They done loads of supplements as well. They don't open until that time. So found myself like delaying the run or running without them. Neither was good. I'm either running under fueled, or I'm like delaying basically the rest of my day and the whole schedule. From, say, if I have to go on a 2.5 hour run, I was supposed to go at 8:30, 9 in the morning, and then you're not going till 11 or whatever, you're sort of waiting around, and you're not going to do you might do a whole lot of eating, but you mightn't do a whole lot of eating prior to that run. And then if you're out and about, you're like, right, I'll just wait now. So you're still not properly fueling. So you actually probably need more fuel than you would have initially needed. So I remember thinking back and saying it to people, I was like, if only there was like a subscription service where you'd basically never run dry. Like, you know, you'd always have that little stash there. Now, by all means, you can go out and buy your stash of gels, but you just know if you ever went, I never got to the shop this week, open up the press, run Bud boxes there, you're going to have supplies, you know?
Well, especially for someone like starting out, like it's the perfect thing. It's like, okay, what the fuck are gels? What ones do I need? You know, I think there is a huge gap, and it's, you know, and it's such a great model for, you know, we create the thing we wish we had, you know, and it's like you've seen a certain problem that you had and then was like, well, I want a box for myself, but then there's no doubt other people want a fucking box too, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, it's the simplicity of having it. Like you can subscribe. Most people probably listening will know, if you go onto a website to buy your gels, you can subscribe to gels there, do you know? Where the difference here is you're getting more than just gels. You're getting your electrolytes, you're getting some protein snacks for, say, heavy training sessions, you know, strength sessions, getting your protein in. Then there's some recovery bars in that one as well. Like after a tough session, you're getting more carbs in, and not in the form of liquid carbs, which can upset someone's stomach, which a few people might know, unfortunately. So there's that
some horror stories.
Yeah. So you've got like... Then you've got electrolytes and stuff, which are always nice to have if you're after doing a sweaty, heavy session, interval session, or like what I do is hot yoga nearly every Monday, which is great. I think that's good for injury prevention and everything else. But the amount you sweat in there, like it's like get into a sauna and then do an hour workout. Like that's essentially what you're doing. So you need the electrolytes for stuff like that. Now, people training is different, so it might bode well for some people. For, as you said, beginner runners, like I'm not a nutritionist, so definitely always try look and see what you should be taking and how to take it, and number one, why you're taking it. Try avoid the marketing side of things. Like people will tell you need everything all the time because that's how they're making money. Whereas like this is like just a little introductory to like, taste this sort of gel. Here's a liquid gel. Here's a really thick gel. Here's this flavor gel, here's this brand gel, and then the same for electrolytes. Here's these electrolytes, here's these protein bars, like just in different forms. Like everybody can swallow raw eggs if they want for their protein. Wouldn't advise it, but like you can also get in the form of it. A nice chocolate bar, you know, that kind of way. So
either way, you're screaming, who's carrying the fucking boat?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, like it's, I suppose, yeah, I built it because it was something that I felt I wanted, and when looking for it, it's not a thing that exists. Yeah. Well, up until now. So, yeah, maybe over in America and in over the pond in England, I think there's a couple of them. They're not quite like this. There's variations. A lot of them are just like random snacks in there. This is more, I think, runner focused, more runner specific. If you go onto the website, you'll see there's like, you can sign up for a subscription. So if you just, you know, one of these people who just constantly run and always want to supply, subscribe for the ongoing plan. If you're doing a half marathon, you're doing a 12-week block, like you can sign up for that 12-week block, so you're getting the 3 boxes, and then your subscriptions immediately stop, so you don't end up overpaying and you're like, oh fuck, I must go on and cancel that, and then hate me because I'm taking all your money when you forgot to cancel your subscription. So
correct.
There's a 16-week block for now, like, so there will be more coming, but it's more runner focused that way. It's like every month you're getting these supplies. You can make them last when you take them correctly. Other ones that I when I was doing my research, they're every 2 months. They're just like snacks, treats, stuff, which are all well and good to have, but like I think there's more of a purpose here. I think it's great value. Like obviously you're getting a cheaper rate than you would if you went out and bought everything.
Yeah.
People know, like, if you're getting good supplements and stuff, like it can be expensive. So a nice mix of all in one delivered to your door monthly, like I just don't think you can go wrong, you know?
No, man, and I completely agree, because I think the biggest thing is like when most people are coming into this world, like I know even for myself, like my awareness around gels or what are the right gels or how much I need even now with all the running that I'm doing, man, it's still very novice, you know? So like this is super handy for me, because then I'm like, okay, sweet, I've got my supplementation. And I think there'll be a lot of people who are beginning, you know, who are coming through, or as well, even the people who are experts in the field or are seasoned runners, they're still going to, either way, you're going to receive so much value from it. And I think as you progress and as you move along, like again, it's amazing. This is the first iteration. As things progress and move along, like I can't see why not. Even then, there can be custom boxes and things like that based on people's training plans. And
well, yeah, I won't give away too much, but there's, you know me, there's a lot going through the mind at once. But as it's like we sat down and spoke, getting the first box out there was the main thing.
Yeah,
test the system, test if people actually want it. But yeah, like. Mine's after going blank. I had something to say to you there. What was I going to say? No, might come back to me. Something to do with a gel in that box though. Come on, come to me.
It'll come back.
Oh, it's right there. It's right there. What is it?
Maybe you take one of the gels.
Yeah. That's what I need. What was I going to say? Something about when you said, you know, just about what gels to take.
Yeah, because like you've got the novices and then you got the experts, you know, and it's like the idea of no one. No one in the beginning knows what to take or when to take it, all right? And we can circle back around. We can certainly
we'll have to come back to that one.
Yeah.
That was a good point I had in my head, but look, it's gone.
That's it.
It's gone.
That's it. It wasn't meant to come in at that moment. It's meant to come in and
later on.
But yeah, in regards this sort of things, because even just very much bringing something into creation, we were having this conversation before. It's like this idea of something in your mind, and this is the idea too with brotherhood. I remember this whole space was, I used to be sitting in my family home's office. I used to have like a little room that was an office, and I'd listen to this like epic heroic music and like visualizing doing retreats and podcasts and coaching and all those things, and then realizing, and I think it's so important to take that stock as like where you are now are things you've created. They were once just an idea and now it's here in reality, and it can be so easy to move on. Okay, what the fuck's the next thing? But also to take stock. It's like, wow, something that's in your mind is now fully in creation in front of us. And this is just the beginning. But appreciating that, because I feel there's a lot of people who are going to gain inspiration from that, because there's a lot who are, you know, a lot of lads who would be sitting with ideas. Who was I? I think I was speaking to someone else there today about that idea where it's, you know, there can be an idea there, and then there's the fear of, you know, it's like the resistance, as we'd say, of who's going to hear what I have to say, who's going to buy my product, who's going to read what I have to write, you know? And that voice comes in, and it can be so easy to listen to that and to hold back. But when we hold back, there's also that other voice there that knows we're destined to bring something out that's almost like gnawing in the back.
Yeah, it's like, you know, even with people, like if you're making content or whatever you're doing, like you could get 100 good compliments in a day. One negative compliment is gonna that's gonna be your focus. Whatever way we're hardwired, it seems to be similar. That inner voice, the good one, is almost weaker than the bad one, because it's like, I don't know, safer route maybe.
Correct. It's survival brain.
Yeah.
It's always looking for what's wrong.
Like, but often it's like you're ignoring all the good stuff. Like you're gonna let one bad comment ruin your day, you know, that kind of way. And it's similar to that. It's like you're gonna let this little voice in your head talk you out of it.
Well, and this then ties in exactly to like the aspect of running, right? So there's the supplementation, but obviously your lifestyle is so based around running, right? You've got Cuppa Cardio, which is the run club, and I'm sure some of the people within the community will be listening to this.
Hopefully. They didn't listen to the last one I was on.
Okay. Well, we're going to spam this one. the idea of, because we all have that where it's like you wake up and you got a long run ahead on that day and it's like, yeah, no, stay inside, I need to stay in bed. But then there's that finding of the other voice that's like, no, just get up, get after it. It's the same thing with business, with life, with the gym, but certainly with running. And then the idea of then having as well the proximity and the community being so crucial around that.
Yeah, like, again, with the running, like when I'm not running that long. Well, I suppose it's long enough, probably just over 2 years properly, like not part of an athletics club or whatever, but like just it's more of a me thing. Like you, and when I was in the mastermind, like it was like lads like, oh, you're your man who runs, like, and I was like, shit, didn't know I had that reputation. So, they kind of like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was training for Barcelona, like that was the first proper training I done. Like I didn't train for the first half marathon we done. Just went out and winged it, like, realistically. Don't advise doing that though. But for Barcelona, I was like, right, there was a quote that little whiteboard in my room, like, I mean, no bigger than the laptop screen. It was just stick to the plan, not your mood. So that's why when that, like, you just need something that when that little, stay in the warm bed in the morning, or stay in the hot sauna, don't get into the cold plunge. Do you know that kind of way? It's like, what trumps all that? And it was just that quote on the wall. I was like, stick to the plan, not your mood.
Yes.
The plan, that's your plan. Just because you're fucking, I don't know, feeling, I'm not in the mood today, or it's cold outside, it's wet, it's windy, whatever. Just get it done. Then when, like, that was a lot of unknown territory for me in terms of, I've never ran that distance before. I ran the half, never ran further. And a lot of people who run marathons, if they run their first one, you're like, do I trust this plan? Like, you're putting all your faith in this. You don't know if it's going to work. Yeah. And it's like, it's funny enough because the longest run I'd done prior to the marathon during the training plan was 31k.
Yeah.
There's 11.2k there left to run. Like, and
once
you're
you
like,
reach over that threshold, your brain's like, I've never ran this far before. Yeah, I know.
Like, that's typically the worst part of it. Like,
it is.
The first 10, 15, okay, everyone's feeling great.
Yeah.
You're a hero. You're fucking flying out the gates, and it's like, when you ran 31k, and then do I trust this plan? Whereas I'm like, stick to the plan. Then you can tell yourself, like I said, I want to give Barcelona 100%. My first one, I was like, why not let that be a good one? Like, I know a lot of people have the first one, and it's like, I'll always improve. Like, I do plan on improving, but I'm like, if I left it and said I'd done 60% of the plan, and then people are like, oh, well, did the plan work? I don't know. I'd only done 60% of it. And then how would I feel knowing marathon day I've only bothered 60% of the way? Then it's like, well, that wasn't my 100%.
Yeah. Whereas
I believe Barcelona probably was my 100%. I wasn't actually too clued into fueling, which I think would have gave me a bit more and made it a bit more enjoyable for me. But like, I gave that plan 100%, Trust the plan. It does work. Like, correct. Just trust them. But now that's if you're being honest with yourself, like, you could be like similar to the box and the business. Like, I could have been lying to myself, like when we had our chat, and I could have made excuses as to why this won't work, why someone won't sign up or whatever. And it was like, the little voice in my head was like, no, that's a lie. Like, this can work. This probably will work. And it seems to be working right now.
That's
like, it. I suppose any aspect, it's like, you just got to trust nearly the process. Like, give it 100%.
That's it.
Come up short, like, tough shit, go again.
Yeah, well, you learn, and it's you've got to take the action, you got to do it. But like, if there is a knowing there, then there must be something in it. Whether it is that thing that works out, or there's a lesson in it that will then further your development into the next stage or the next level in the game of life, So, but it is, and I think too many people too often allow that other voice, I'd call it resistance, to take over.
Absolutely. Like,
it's the same in running. And then I think it ties back to the idea of, the brotherhood methodology or approach or philosophy, where the accountability and being around other people who you also are borrowing their belief. Because it's the same thing then, and we're talking about, Conor's going to go into the coaching world. And
soft launch.
The running coaching world. And the importance of accountability. And even this, right, where you know, it's one thing, yes, we know we need carb gels, we know the information, but like majority of the time we don't know which ones. Whereas then when you've got people who you can...
It came back to me.
Okay, nice.
It came
There we
back
go.
to me. You beautiful man. It came back to me. So now before it goes, what's in that box? Like I like, people know from Cuppa Cardio, it's like when we create our beanies or whatever, it was like people were like, you can make a few quid off this. I'm like, I don't want to make a few quid off this. That's not what I started. Like whatever they're charging me, I'm charging you and just exchanging the money. Like I'm not making money off this. Like even if it was, it'd be minimal, but like that's not the point. Everything in that box is something I would consume. Do you know? Yeah. It's not like I'm cheaping out on stuff like, tell a lie, like, well, I won't tell a lie. The cheaper gels in there are what I actually used for both marathons, you know, that I would typically use. Now, I won't name drop them because I'll leave a little surprise unless you want to expose what's in the box to people.
We will, yeah.
Okay, well, there's Perform gels in there, which when I was training, I don't think they had gone to market at that point. So, but I've taken them since. Yeah.
Run bud box.
But yeah, like everything in, like I don't want to put something in the box that I like wouldn't take myself. Do you know that kind of way?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know.
No, I love it. There's obviously for energy, performance fuel.
They're the gels that have fueled both my marathons. Like
man,
I like the consistency of them as well. Like
so, we've got citrus electrolytes. I love my electrolytes. And then we've got the Perform carb gels.
Yeah, so
these are nice and cool.
Yeah, they're the ones that I think they're recently. Well, I won't say recently new now, because obviously when I was thinking about Runbud, you know, I was sitting on this idea for over a year.
Yeah.
But when I first was exploring it, Perform were actually, I think, in the middle of developing that gel. So, yeah, now they're in it.
Love it. And then we've got the
Irish company too, so obviously trying to keep it as Irish as possible.
That's it. And then Cadence. I've seen these. I've never tried them.
Yeah, no, they're lovely.
Okay, brilliant. So that's an energy drink?
Yeah, it's an electrolyte drink, yeah. So it's just another form, another nice value add to the box.
Yeah.
But as I said, like a lot of things will change with different boxes. That was the first iteration, and as you can see, there's a nice QR code. I don't know if you want to hold it up.
Yeah, so there's so let's see. So right now I'll click to, so you're seeing right now the box. So you'll see here there's obviously the QR code. You can leave feedback. Beautiful branding, beautiful box. You've got our bars, our gels, our electrolytes. We've got our drink here. So you'll see there's 7 energy gels. There's 5 electrolyte sachets, 2 protein bars, 2 recovery bars, can of Cadence, and then if you scan the QR code, it brings up a workout there, which should be on the screen right now. So there's lots and lots of value in this.
And that other QR is like, help us build the next box. Like, what do people want? Do you know? Like, I'm only one opinion. Obviously, I want whoever's subscribing, like, I want them to feel like, oh, this is actually what I wanted.
Correct.
I don't want you, ended up with a pile of, I don't know, electrolytes at the end of your 12-month block because you didn't like them or didn't want to take them, So give the feedback, because like that will help. Obviously, as much as I can do, I will do, but it's always nice to hear feedback, because like I suppose it goes back to the community side of things. It's like, you want to be like, you were a soundboard for me, like realistically, like we sat down, it was like, you were just like, well, I don't see where you're struggling to get this off the ground. You're telling me everything. And then it was like, what did I actually need? It was like, you, I suppose, in a form, it was accountability, because you were like, fucking let me know how you get on.
Yeah.
Do you know? And then that gave me a little drive, and it was like, when you say your excuses out loud, they're pathetic. Do you know what I mean? Like,
because
how is that an excuse?
Correct. You can't believe it, and especially when you're around other people. And this is my idea and the importance of brotherhood, where proximity is power. We are the product of the 5 people we surround ourselves with, because you'll be around other people who believe their own excuses, and then And then they'll be like, don't worry about it. You know, it will happen when it needs to. Whereas then it's like when you're out in the right environment, it's like, no, we do it now because now is when it happens because there'll always be another tomorrow. And then that's the same. It's like if we're wanting to, you know, it's like if we're waiting on that challenge to start, whether it's a run or, you know, some sort of physical challenge or, you know, I'm waiting to gain assistance with my health. It's like, there's no better time than now. It's a decision. It's just a decision in the moment. And again, when you are surrounded by people who believe in your potential and don't hear your reasons of why not, or don't let you hear your own reasons of why you can't, then the sky's the limit. And that's what I'm passionate about, just as you're passionate about the running. It's like I see the value in this because I know how valuable it is for me, because I also need, and everyone does, we all need someone and to hold us accountable and spaces to hold us accountable, because then because A, we can't do it alone, and B, why the fuck would you want to? Yeah.
And like, you will go insane if it's just you living in your own head. It's like, look at any dictator ever, they're always like secluded from basically any form of reasoning, and it's always surrounded by yes men, you know. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So no matter how shit or great your idea is, it's a great idea.
That's it.
You know, and then you just go insane, like, you know.
Correct.
Whereas like now you've brotherhood, you're creating or have created that space where, like, I think what it was, you had to go out and do a fucking half marathon one Sunday because you didn't stick to one of your weekly goals. Correct. Or whatever.
That's
like,
it.
And who's going to hold you accountable? Your whole community, like,
that's
you know,
it.
like,
and I have to lead by example.
And if
I'm asking them to do it.
If you're not going to lead by example, like if you're not going to do your half marathon, why the fuck is the next guy going to do it, or even stay in your brotherhood? You know, like, well, this guy's full of shit.
Correct.
He's not living up to his word, you know.
Exactly, which is the biggest thing, and that's it. We'll never do more for ourselves than we do for other people, and I think then that ties back for yourself, like the value of community, and then the value of and the lesson that you brought through with this too is you build the thing you wish you had. If you see there's a gap there, you know, and it's a great example for anyone. If you see there's a gap there's something you don't have that you're like, why don't I create it? Because then there's a complete business opportunity there. Yeah,
like obviously other things are simple. Like some things are simple, some are more difficult. But like, unless you start chipping away at it, like if it's constantly coming to you, like I know I said to you, like I'm sitting on this over a year. I'm dipping in and out of it, trying to perfect it before. I suppose what turned me off in the beginning was like I was trying to perfect it. I was planning on having 5 boxes ready to release.
Yeah.
Impossible.
No.
Haven't even tested the first, you know?
Yeah.
So that put it dead in the water because it just became too much to do. Yeah, like it's just too much to do, and I was like, fuck this shit. But then for like the last whatever, it's over a year now. But nearly a year and a half now. It's like the idea keeps coming. You know, it's going to eat away at you. You're either doing it or like, God, I'd hate to live the life where it's like, what if? You know, like, oh, I should have just done this thing. And then, as I said to you, sitting in Ariosa that day, I was like, if I woke up on Friday, like next week, and someone else done it, I would flip the lid.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's like, and I think I said this to you as well. I was like, a quote I seen, it was like, ideas aren't yours. Like they just like, ideas are out there. They come to you as a potential like pathway to bring me to fruition or whatever. Yes. Like make this idea a reality. And it's often like people listening might know. It's like, oh my God, I was just thinking of that.
Yeah,
I was thinking of doing that. Yeah, you thought of it, but were you thinking about doing it?
Yeah.
Probably not. Someone thought about it. Shit, went, holy shit, I'm going to action this, and then brought it to life. That's why it's like, oh, no wonder your man just opened up a coffee shop there. I was thinking of doing that.
Yeah.
Or they opened up a sauna there. I was thinking of doing that. Or whatever it might be, you know? Whereas I was like, this idea is only going to be mine for so long. Now, someone else out there may have had it before. Maybe you're listening and you're like, he's the motherfucker who done it.
Yeah,
you know, it. I was thinking of that. Yeah. Maybe I am that guy, but for me, I'm not that guy right now because the idea came to me and I went, I'm going to do it. Yeah. And I know I'm sort of listening off quotes now, but a quote came up on my page recently. It was like, this isn't word for word. We might have to find it and input it here, but it was something like if an idea visits you daily, you got to build it, whatever it is. I'm not sure what the quote is, but I'll find a screenshot and we can pop it up on the screen so people know what I'm talking about. But I was like, so true. Like it was eating away at me for like a year.
That's it. There's a great saying I love is you can run from destiny as much as you want, but eventually it'll knock the fucking door down and you have to answer the call, you know? So on the hero's journey, there's the call to adventure and we have the refusal of the call. But, you know, if anyone listens to this, there's no doubt, especially if there's guys listen to this, which is who it's for, but we welcome others to listen to it, of course, is it's like you feel called to something greater. And I think the greatest tragedy in the world, like it eats away at me, the greatest tragedy in the world is seeing a man not give his gifts to the world, you know, and to hold back, you know, because our life force, we feel fully alive when we're like, yes, I'm giving my gifts to the world. I'm creating from my own ideas, from my own challenges. And nothing in my life is in vain. And then you start to see the intricate, you know, connectedness of your life and how, you know, all the things that you're passionate about, exactly who you're supposed to be. I think that again is the greatest lesson of this is, you know, you're leveraging what was a turning point in your life, a culture turning point too, where it was, you know, the culture in Ireland and the idea of, okay, socially I'm going out and drinking, which is where a lot of lads, especially here, would be at. There is obviously a tide shift where people are going to the sauna or run clubs are popping up. Coffee shops, yeah, that's it, which is big in Australia where I was born here but lived in Australia. Is this idea of how about I create the social group I want, you know, and then the run clubs was you're going out, you're doing something that's healthy, you feel great, you've got the endorphins running, you meet like-minded people, the conversations have more depth and meaning, it builds human connection, therefore your mental health starts to soar. And then before you know it, you're speaking to other people who are running businesses. And again, the proximity, so your ideas for life and what you think you can do becomes so much greater because you're surrounded by that. So you're borrowing their belief and just the domino effect compounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Like when I started like Cuppa cardio, there was no run club. Like I think I saw a TikTok and it was like a run club in London or something, and they met up for a coffee and a pastry or whatever afterwards. And I was like, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Never really thought much more of it. And then when other things happened about like my mates being like, we should start one, but I think they just wanted to keep it like friendly. So I was like, fucking no, if we're doing this, like let's do one for like whoever, because like I can run. I said this to you before, and I can run. Like I know how to run, how to pace, like, whereas just an example, like someone who knows how to swim, like I can swim, I cannot pace myself swimming. If I'm going length to length, it's hell for leather, which is what some people, and then at the end I get to the one wall of the swim pool and I'm fucking bollocks for the next minute before I go full blown back to the other wall. Whereas like some people, like they want to start running because they know it's good for them and they're like, right, let me get out and do this. They take off. 5k just seems to be the standard. Like as we said, 5k is a long distance. Like go out and walk 5k. Like, you know, it's going to take ages, like an hour. So it's a long distance. People go out and they're like, right, 5k, because that just seems to be the benchmark. Catch the 5k and all that crack, and they just take off full tilt. And they're like 30 meters down the road, and fuck, I can't. This running crack's not for me. And then they never tried again. And it's like something that could have really helped them in more ways than one, like, is now like in their mind not for them because they just maybe didn't know how to do it. Maybe that's where I can lean towards with some coaching or whatever. But with Cuppa cardio, it's like, oh shit.
Siri's talking back.
Yeah,
this is the age we're living in.
So like I can run. Like I'm gonna say we're gonna meet up here. Now there's two sides of it. You've got the side of it where you're out running, good for your mental health, and it's like then there's the side of it where you're out socializing, where you're like actually you're gonna remember the conversation you had with this person on a Saturday, because it's Saturday morning at a coffee shop after a run, as opposed to Saturday night in the pub where you're like, oh, there's a fellow I went to school with, let me go talk shit to him for whatever, and then forget about it, and then wonder if I said something bad or have the fear the next day, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, there's two things. Like, people want to start running. Maybe they don't know how to. They don't know how to go about it. Maybe they don't want to run alone. People want to socialize, and it's like, well, here's the 2 for 1, do you know?
That's it. And it's like you're going in a space where it's like you're guided, it's comfortable, there's no judgment, which is the biggest thing when you go. And it's like the same when you go to the gym. I think that's a really good point too, because most people when they're starting something, they try to go from 0 to 100. Or even if they might have been a good runner in the past, or maybe they went to the gym in the past and it's like, oh, I'm going back and doing 5 days a week. And then you overload yourself. So your brain goes, that is too hard. It's like, I need to push away from that, which is what procrastination is. I've associated more fear than pleasure to the action. And also I'm not setting myself up for success by breaking it down into smaller chunks. It's like realistically, it's like, yeah, with a run club, I just start with the 5K, I go super light and I'm guided. And then it's all about the social. It's like, that feels way lighter than, oh, I'm going to fucking run 10K and do it at this time, or I'm just going to like run as fast as I can. And that's it. And that's the value, is the same with the coaching, and like anything you do is like breaking it down to the personalized plan. It's like, you've got to do small chunks. So then the brain registers that, oh, this is simple. This is simple. This is easy. This is fun. And then it starts to create a positive association.
It's similar to, like, as I said there with the marathon plan. Like, I think 2 runs I went close, like, and that was 31K. Like, as I said, like, you're like, fuck, I don't know if I'm able for this 42.2, because I've never ran that. And it's like, as you said, it's just that, like, break it down into chunks. That's essentially what the training plan does.
Yeah.
Your weekly mileage might be up at 60K, 70K, maybe some people are even more, like 100K, depending on what level of runner you are. But it's like all them little accumulations of kilometers and stuff, you're good to go on race day. Like, race day is one of the easier days in the whole, whatever, 12, 16 weeks you do. Like, absolutely. And people are like, you're full of shit. It's fact. Now, unless you don't train or don't actually stick to your plan, well, then you might, you know, suffer different consequences, or maybe something crazy.
What I did in the Gold Coast Marathon, it was horrible from the like 28 kilometer onwards.
Exhibit A.
That's it. Don't do what I did.
Like,
I just collapse at the end.
So yeah, that's like, it's like, just start off small. And we've got people in Cuppa Cardio who have ran, well capable of running, great runners. People who never ran before but stopped or injured or had a baby or whatever. And they come along and it's just starting off slow. And I'm like, it's running sort of like a pyramid scheme. I'm saying this to a couple of the people there. Never ran 5K in their life, or never ran like 10K in their life. Now they ran a 5, then they've ran a 10, and now they're eyeing up a half marathon. Yeah. And when they were running 5 for the first time, I said, don't worry, we'll get you. You'll be running a marathon sooner or later.
Yeah,
and they're like,
that's it.
Not a fucking chance. And now one of them, like, they've entered the battle for the Dublin City half marathon. And I'm like, what did I tell you?
Yeah,
I was like, now when you complete that, you've got the final step. And then, like, similar to myself, like, the final step, as you said, it's like you get to this certain level and then it's like, shit, there's a whole new world out there.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
Not everybody goes there. The marathon can be the route for it, just enough, like, because not everybody is into like ultra running. But for me, I was sort of like, after the first one, even before the first one, like when I was training for it, I was like, oh, I'd love to do an ultra, because it's like, it's badass, you know, the kind of way. It's like endurance, like, it's like, I don't know, it's just elite. And then obviously now I'm doing the A to B run, which is going to be like 80 kilometers total for myself.
Jesus.
Over 330 kilometers between the four of us, like in a relay style. Probably 5K intervals or something like that. But it's like, that's my next level. And like, I'd love to do a last man standing, like, you know, like fucking
legs falling off and everything.
Scrap the marathon crap.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
It's
done. It's like, but it's like that. I don't know. It's
the
like,
adaptation.
That's why, it's like, it's fucking.
You're building.
It's a fucking pyramid scheme, and now similar to what you said, like in terms of business and stuff. When you surround yourself with maybe the different people, like people in the run club, obviously surround themselves with other people who are doing that. And it's like, now, like, I've got friends that, well, I'd say friends for life, where 2 years ago, like probably some are less than 2 years, but like from the very first Cuppa Cardio was about 2 years ago, that I never even knew. And like, now these are my mates, like, you know,
that's
like,
it. And they're like-minded and they're like, pushing you to be better. They're doing awesome things
some
as
of
well.
the age gaps are fucking crazy, like, no offense, let's fuck.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's some, like, yeah, you just like, it's like when you work with someone, you know, like in
Yeah.
an office, it's like fucking Susan in accounts is like 55 and you're chatting to her at lunchtime, you know, like, they're having chats about whatever, like whatever
Yes.
common ground you can find.
Yeah.
But it's like the running and the whole aspect of it is like the common ground. And like, to be fair, we're not that big into running either, you know, kind of way. Like we're more of a, I think we're more of an emphasis on the social than the running side of things. Like people come and walk, or
But that's
people
what
just
people
come for the coffee,
for.
like, you know, the kind of way. So, but that's just surround yourself. And now obviously like the business side of things, you and Brotherhood, me at the masterclass, and it's like there's another level there. Or like what you said with that new opportunity coming your way, which is exciting. It's like you didn't get there just by chance. Like you put yourself in that situation.
That's
you know,
it.
where it's like, there's a new level unlocked of just possibilities and
That's
people.
it.
And
XP.
yeah, exactly. So
new maps open up. But that is
exactly.
it. And it's like, you know, you've got to persist through each level. You can't skip a level. And I think that's a great reminder. And I think as well that it takes time through each, but it's like if you take consistent action and, you know, believe in what you do and surround yourself with other people that are also taking consistent action, like your success in whatever you do is inevitable, right? Because even like the marathon and the training for that is such a good analogy for life, just in anything. And like I find too with running, I love it because it's a meditation. I feel like I sort my mind out. You know, I usually put motivational stuff on. It's my place to apply live action when the demons come up or when the voices, and it's just like, just keep going one step at a time, you know, and you build that familiarity and that relationship with yourself, and you can build those patterns of the same thing. It's like when challenges come up in life, it's like how I respond in the running is how I'm going to respond in life. And then it's the same in the sauna or the ice bath, the same thing. But then also learning the recovery afterwards and how do I ensure that this is sustainable over a long time. There's so much in it.
Yeah, it's deep, like, but like as you said there, like them small wins. Nearly sure, like it's scientifically proven. It's like the more you say yay or nay to that voice in your head, whichever you say gets stronger.
That's it.
So it's like the more times, you know, when the alarm goes off, you just get out of bed. Getting out of bed becomes a lot easier. The more times you just get into the ice bath, getting into the ice bath becomes a lot easier because that willpower becomes stronger.
That's it.
And it can also go the other way if it's like, I don't know, you go and drink and you're like, oh, I'll only have one. Then you're like, okay, give in, I'll have the second one.
Yeah.
You know, and then all of a sudden it's like really, it becomes harder and that becomes stronger to say no to because basically you're giving that voice reps. Do you know what I mean? It's
that's
like,
it.
stare dumbbell curls. It's like, right, okay, I'm curling this. Like your dumbbell muscle, your bicep muscle is getting fucking stronger because you're giving it more reps. Similar to when you agree with whatever is going on in your mind.
I completely agree.
Yeah, do the tough thing, or like you like to say, slay the dragon.
Yeah.
The more times you slay the dragon, it's easier to slay the dragon.
That's it.
Do you know?
You know, and it doesn't mean that voice will never go away. You just know what to do now. And your response, you have a response, and it's because what you're talking about there is self-trust, right? I love the way Hermosi says it. It's like then you have undeniable, stackable proof that you are who you say you are. Self-trust equals self-respect, which equals confidence, right? And it's like self-love. But self-love is just proving to yourself that it's like, I am who I say I am. And I think that's the biggest thing, as you're saying. It's not about getting it perfect, but the more you take action on that voice, there is a greater self-respect that comes online, which then, you know, influences your identity, influences the way you believe about yourself, which then will reflect back in reality, because your current reality is a reflection of your actions and beliefs right now, which is the deepest truth. So on that note, because I know we are flowing here, mate, just want to say thank you for jumping on. It was awesome having you on.
Told you shouldn't let me speak too much.
It was perfect timing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks for having me on. And obviously thanks for bringing this to fruition. Yeah, like I'm going to say it couldn't be, like I could say it could be done without you, but it wasn't being done without you, you know, that kind of way. So like, I do appreciate, like, it probably wouldn't have happened without you, or maybe it would have, but not by me, you know. Someone else would have done it. Someone would have bet me to it. So, yeah, really appreciate it. And obviously, thanks for having me on the pod.
Fucking awesome, man. And that's the thing is you merely assisted, merely reflected back what you were feeling already, and it's like, I need that too. That's why I have my space, and lads, as we need that reflected back, because again, it's like, what a tragedy it would have been not to have been sitting here with this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the opportunities open up and it's like when you're calling people out, it's like you're calling this forward. And then you'll do the same now as you move in to assisting others too. And I think that's super crucial. So guys, Conor was very kind. Please, again, support local. This is what it's all about. We're going to focus on getting, people doing amazing things here in town in Drogheda on this space to really promote what they're doing. So please go support local. If you feel the call, go check it out. Conor is very kindly offering a 10% discount if you jump in and buy your first box out of the membership. He's happy to give the first box 10% discount.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, if it's not, you've obviously seen the contents. If it's not something you're looking for, definitely jump on the newsletter, because, as I said, this is only at the beginning. There will be different iterations of it coming that might suit different people better. But yeah, like as I said, Darren, I'm getting you out with a nice discount code. So hopefully, if anyone wants it, by all means use it.
Yeah.
Bash it out of it, buy 20 of them if you want. Just buy loads, please.
Make me money, please.
It's for the community, I swear.
No, but that's it. It's like, of course, we start these things to make a living, and why not? Because you're also assisting other people with incredible value. So, and it assists you to create more and promote more, which assists other people. So that's the cycle of life. So guys, I will link Conor's, I'll link the social profiles, the website, everything below, your personal socials or your running socials, Cuppa Cardio if you want to check that out, the Run Bud box, the website, all of those things. And until then, as I always like to say, the mission beckons, the mission calls, let's fucking go. We'll see you on the next one.